And welcome back. The Special Investigating Unit will embark on investigation into the multi-million-rand tender of the Rooiwal water treatment plant project. The project to upgrade the plan was reportedly left incomplete at 60% for the first phase, and a further 2 phases have been planned. Let's take this conversation now further and welcome via Zoom the former MMC for utilities in the city of Tshwane, that is Abel Tau. Abel, good morning and thank you so much for making time for us. I want to start off here. What do you make of what is happening now in Hammanskraal, considering that this is some of the issues that you have been grappling with while you were still the MMC for utility services in the city of Tshwane? 17 people dead from that cholera outbreak.
Good morning, Eldrin, and good morning to viewers at home. Look, condolences to the 17 families that lost loved ones. I think it really is sad that in 2023, in the capital city, we could really lose people to a waterborne disease. I do think that it is really a very serious indictment on all of us. But be that as it may, I think we really need to now confront the issues head on and really find solutions to the problems in Hammanskraal. I obviously want to sit here and partly hang my head in shame that part of the leaders of this city have been part of that, and really it is sad that the work that some of us have done has been allowed to go back, and we find ourselves today with lives that have been lost. These are the exact things that we warned about when we left. That's the reason why some of us actually were so passionate about this issue that we conceptualized and initiated a water inquiry into the Hammanskraal water, so that we don't only lament the issues, but we also try and find solutions to these problems.
And after that water inquiry, what happened?
Look, Aldrin, it is said, I actually delivered the water inquiry report together with Hamman at the time to the executive mayor of the time, Mr. Randall Williams, on the 5th of August. We gave them time, 2021, we gave them time to say if they don't show cause to say they'll resolve the issues, we're going to go to court and get granted permission to fix the water and demonstrate that the water could be fixed. We did that because we genuinely believe that the water can be fixed. I still believe that it can be fixed. And unfortunately, we became part of government. I actually pushed hard to be given the Utility Services Department when I became MMC again, because I genuinely wanted to demonstrate to South Africans that we are not all talk, but when you have got leaders who are committed to a cause and are actually competent, we can actually turn things around. And unfortunately, we all know what happened and where we find ourselves today. But what I can tell you is that it is unfortunate that politics again took the center stage, that it was never about the people's lives and turning people's lives around. But that be as it may, I think, Aldrin, I have offered, my knowledge, my expertise, my wits. I've availed myself. We have tried to help as much as we could, and we still are available to try and assist. We are assisting with the community, and so it is unfortunate. I think that there has been lack of political will from the side of the DA administration in particular. I don't think that people in Hammanskraal are a priority for them. They get to be punished for voting for the ANC all the time, and I do think that more than anything, these are political games that unfortunately take lives.
What was the role of Randall Williams once you then delivered that report?
Randall Williams was supposed to take the report to council, and on the strength of the report, then obviously redirect the resources to resolving the issues in Hammanskraal. I can tell you, when I was MMC in the housing department and I led the caucus, I actually took a motion to council so that we have a council resolution to resolve the situation in Hammanskraal. And again, that motion was blocked by both the DA and at the time assisted by the ANC to try and block that motion. They brought to council a report that purported that they were doing something about the water situation. Eldrin, when I took over this department, We didn't even have a permanent plant manager. Now, how do you have a crisis in a situation and you don't have someone who accounts and takes responsibility for what needs to happen there? We didn't have artisans. When there were breakdowns, it would go for weeks. Now, you don't store affluent, you don't store sewer. So in the time that the plant is down, that sewer goes straight into the Apis River, into the where we abstract and local dam, and unfortunately it will end up in people's taps because they will abstract and purify that water, which is not ready for purification, and then that's how we get ourselves into the mess that we are. Unfortunately, what this means is that even the state-of-the-art purification plant in Temba has now been contaminated to a point that it does not help. And it's unfortunate that a plan to the tune of over 570 million is also useless in resolving the problem because people have allowed systems to collapse to a point where they are not going to a point where they cannot assist in the situation. And it's a lot of weight. So this problem is much deeper than what we see on the surface. And unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of determination and guts and willingness for us to resolve this problem.
So when you came in as the MMC for Utility Services, we were told that there was already money that was set aside even under the previous administration that was led by the ANC government. And you came in and the contract for the Rooiwal water treatment project was stopped. Why was it stopped?
Look, Aldrin, I came in and the specifications had just been completed and we had gone on tender. In fact, when I took over the department, the appointment had just been done. My role was to obviously hand over the site. But there was a whistleblower who came out and said, look, I think something is fishy here. Number one, they believe that the person who had won the tender at the time had charged at least about 50 million more than what the second shortlisted bidder would have been. And they had far less experience and knowledge of the work that needed to be done. As an MMC, I then confronted the department and we did our own looking into the situation, and subsequently that contract was cancelled. Unfortunately, COVID happened, and administration happened, and for some odd reason, the city did not defend, the bidder went to court, and the city did not defend. And so they were awarded, they took side, and now we know that they've spent 140 million and nothing was done. And that's the unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in right now when it comes to addressing the issue of Rooiwal. But not only have we lost money in this contract and where things are, we've lost time, we've lost lives. The situation in Hammanskraal should have been resolved by now, because by 2021, phase 1 should have been concluded. Now we're in 2023, phase 1 is not concluded yet. So we should have done phase 2 and phase 3 by now.
So the city of Tshwane currently saying that 94.1 million rand that's being reported on, they say that there was no payment that was made. Do you know of any payment that was made?
Look, Aldrin, I know for a fact that 140 million was spent. I mean, there was monies that were spent to buy long lead items and those kind of things. There are reports to that effect. I think one of the reports that came to council was speaking to those issues. So it's quite incorrect. I think we need to go into those records and see. But I know that for a fact that monies were spent on this contract, and unfortunately we got nothing for it.
Can you confirm whether the company that received the money is a company that was run by Edwin Sodi, and what do you make of the Special Investigating Unit? Now they're saying they're waiting for the promulgation from the president to investigate this tender.
Look, I hope it's just unfortunate that this has not happened sooner. I think soon thereafter, actually Bongani Baloyi, when he was still with Action SA, took that report to the SIU, and we had hoped that by now that investigation would have gathered speed, because it looked at the time that it was an issue that everyone was keen to see the resolution of. Look, I personally, Aldrin, it becomes difficult when you play over oversight. As a politician, you do not want to get into the characters, but you deal with the merits of the issues before you. And I can tell you that from what I saw when we were doing oversight and the contract that were cancelled, I didn't know who the characters were at the time, and I was not interested in the characters, because this is exactly where the problem is with us South Africans, is that we tend to play the man and not the ball. And it becomes important that we become principled in how we dispense our responsibilities.
Okay.
Irrespective of who it is, it must be that the person has the capacity to do the work, they have the expertise, and that we are getting a good back for our rent.
Okay.
And in this case, it was just a bad procurement. And irrespective of who that was, I think it was very wrong, and it needs to be confronted from that point.
Abel Tau, thank you so much for your time. That is the former MMC for Utility Services in the city of Tshwane. And today, actually, the Parliamentary Committee on Water and Sanitation is also in Hammanskraal.